Okay, is this considered hero appropriation? Hi guys, Billy back, and this time we're going to be looking at my 1/6 scale custom Captain Deadpool figure. Woo, what a mouthful. Anyway, this is basically a repaint of the team of prototyping 1/6 scale Captain America figure, which sort of took bits from the sideshow Captain America and knocked them off, and then added some endgame upper armor pieces to make him a sort of movie version of Captain America. However, it didn't really come off that way because the body was too bulky. The boots, the arms, the gauntlets, the belt, the trousers, the knee pads, all of that, it was more comic book based. So with that in mind, I decided to go in and customize it, and I didn't really know what I was going to do. But then I came across a photo in a comic book, and it was of Deadpool dressed as Captain America, and I thought, yeah, why not? I mean, if it's comic book, very much like all the lower part of the body is, then I should really try and make the upper body a bit more comic book style as well. So what I ended up doing was basically swapping out the heads and giving him a Marvel Legends 12-inch Deadpool head, but I also modified it and gave him cute little comic book style ears that I sculpted myself. And yeah, they're meant to be wonky and shoddy simply because it's Deadpool. He's obviously gone and stuck ears to his own mask just because he wants to look like Captain America. One of the problems I had when customizing this was to decide which red to go for. See, there was so many different reds. There was red in the upper torso area here, a bright red. This was a different color red head. The shield was metallic reds, and these arms and boots were all like a deep dark red. So I decided to match it with the arms and the boots. Considering these are the most posable areas, it made sense to me that I should try and match everything to that. So then I went in and I repainted the head, and I added these cute little comic book style Captain America wings, because that's the kind of thing Deadpool would do. He's trying to steal the costume, so he stuck wings on his own mask to try and make himself look like Captain America. And I think we both agree it makes him look goofy, but it's Deadpool, what do you expect? And then I went through and I repainted this upper body torso area here, and I painted all the scale mail areas like a deep dark red, and the same with the shoulders, another deep dark red. And then I went through and I weathered up the stripes a little bit to dirty them up with a deep dark red and a black to try and make them look just a little bit more in line with the rest of the suit. They're still a little bit brighter than I'm usually happy with, but it's okay. And then I repainted the shield, and the shield was an absolute pain in the butt, mostly because of all the different layers you've got to do, and I screwed it up twice at least. But yeah, I managed to get it done in the end, and I managed to get it so he was a deep dark red going through, and then you've got the shield here, and this is based on the comic book design of the shield itself. It had an outside ring of red with a stripe in the middle. The star was white, and then the inner circle was completely black with two white eyes. And honestly, I was about to repaint the whole thing again because I'd kind of screwed it up. I added the eyes last, and unfortunately the masking tape I used sort of lifted away a little bit, and the white started to bleed off a little bit. But honestly, when I actually took a look at it, I decided, you know what, that actually looks okay, because it looks like Deadpool spray painted it himself, and that's kind of, you know, that's kind of in keeping with the style, the goofy ears he's stuck on. It's like he stole Captain America's costume and then modified it for himself, because he's that much of an egotist. And I'm actually quite happy with it now. It doesn't look like Endgame Cap, it doesn't look like comic book Cap. It looks more like in keeping with a sort of Marvel Legends sort of comic book Deadpool Captain America hybrid figure, which will be something unique for the collection, and that's the most important part. I wanted something unique. It needed to stand out. I've got Hot Toys Endgame Captain America coming whenever that's released, so why in hell would I need a sort of shoddy knockoff weird sort of hybrid Endgame Cap? I really wouldn't. But now this can actually stay in the collection and be its own thing. So yeah, a comic book Captain Deadpool figure, and I've given him Mjolnir because of course he feels he's worthy, and he actually keeps all of the articulation that you would have expected to begin with. He can look up, he can look down, although the neck is fixed, he can look left and right, and he's also got, sorry, the bloody legs are wobbling a bit, he's also got all the articulation in the arms that he had before. There's nothing really different. The Lycra suit allows for posing perfectly, and now I can just simply have fun with him. And here he is feeling pretty righteous, holding the hammer above his head, got himself in a fighting pose, ready to kick some butt. And like I said, it keeps all of the posability. All you're doing is repainting the armor, the shield, and swapping out the head sculpt really, with a bit of modifying with the wings. And that is it. You know, he's going to keep all of the articulation that the figure originally had, which is fine by me, because that was probably one of the best things about the KO, was that it could be articulated and posed in different ways. And now this guy can appear in the collection anywhere I want really. It's Deadpool, he's very meta. He could turn up in the Jack Sparrow display, he could turn up, you know, with Steampunk Jack the Ripper if he so wishes. He can hang out with the Predators if you really want. It's not perfect. I could have actually gone in and really airbrushed the life out of this thing, which would have given the paintwork a bit more of an evenness. But unfortunately my airbrush kind of did a swan dive off the table while I was setting it up and completely ripped all of the hose pieces out, so it can no longer work. So I need a new airbrush, so I'm going to have to hunt one down at some point. I'd say 90% of this was hand painted. The shield was painted gloss white completely, and then I went through and masked it off, and then I actually used a paintbrush to paint in the red stripes. I then resprayed with a black over the top here, and that was an actual like aerosol spray, and then I went back over and resprayed the eyes in afterwards. Unfortunately, like I said, yeah, it did blur the eyes a little bit, but it kind of works with this sort of very meta figure. I'd say Captain America is going to be hunting this guy down to try and get his costume back, and he's not going to be happy with the modifications that Deadpool has done to it. Okay, my only gripe with the figure that I barely mentioned in my review of the actual stock figure itself is that he doesn't come with any extra hands. I would have liked a few more expressive hands with this guy, you know, a thumbs up, something like that, maybe like a pointing finger, you know, just so you could pose him taking the mick a little bit with the old Captain America stuff. But you get what you pay for, I guess, and now I've modified him. I'm not so embarrassed to have him in the collection, and I can show him off as a very unique custom piece. I've also got the battle damage version coming from Team of Prototyping. That's on its way to me now. However, it could take a few days to arrive. But if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, because then you will get a notification when I upload the video review of that figure, because it is far more closer to the movie version than this comic book version was, mostly in paint application. By the way, I actually modified the neck down, brought the neck port down a little bit more, and I also sanded the upper body so that it was a lot more matte, a lot more rough, less shiny, so that these shoulder pauldrons don't slide down as easy. They still slide down, don't get me wrong, but just not as easy. And now I have myself a unique, custom, one-of-a-kind Deadpool figure for the collection. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. If you do me a favour now, if you can get the fuck out of my cave, I'm going to try and find a place to put this guy. I don't actually know where he's going to go. He's not going to go with the MCU lot. I guess he's just going to go just in front of Hellboy here. Yeah, and I think that will look great. Okay guys, bye bye.